Hello everybody. In case any of you fellow Cajuns missed the memo, our winter in Louisiana this year will be held Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We appreciate you joining us and participating in this 3-day annual event, and I'm going to show you how to make a vegetable beef soup to help you get through it. Good luck! 4.5 pounds of beef chuck boneless shoulder roast. It's chopped up into little stew meat cubes and we're going to season it. Make sure you trim off the fat. We were in the middle of a cooking video, but tell me what you just did.
That was my chopped bell pepper.
You just chopped it?
Okay.
Smart.
Stupid.
All right. And then about a tablespoon of sweet heat for meat. Onion powder.
Just
Well, if I can open it. Garlic powder, not yet. Some black pepper. I got the fancy one now, like everybody else. And some sea salt. A little splash of oil in a gigantic pot. We're gonna brown up all our stew meat. Now we got 2 bell peppers and 2 onions that he didn't throw in the trash. And a whole pot of garlic. Whole pot of garlic that we're mincing up. Got 2 heads cabbage chopped up. Okay, get a slotted spoon and take all the meat and leave all the liquid that came out of the meat in that pot. Got it all out. We'll take all these onions and bell peppers and cook them down in that liquid. Oh, the garlic's there too. Cook that down in the liquid for about 30 minutes and get them all tender before we start adding some other things. Chopping up a bag of carrots. And I'm going to chop these 2 turnips into a bunch of pieces. Just FYI, 2 turnips goes a long way. Alright, we got all the onions and bell peppers cooking down in here. Drop in a couple beef bouillon cubes for some extra flavor. And we're going to drop in a pack of onion soup mix for some extra flavor. Mix it up and keep cooking it. Next, we're going to add a quart of beef broth. After your vegetables are tender. Today we got a giant can of crushed tomatoes, but you can use crushed, stewed.
I like stewed.
Or whatever.
What else?
And about 128 ounces of V8 or whatever kind of vegetable juice you want.
That might be too much, but we'll see.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be too much. I think it's one of these 64 ounces. Use regular, just vegetable juice, generic kind, or V8. There's one down. Yeah, we're gonna see how much of this. Like, we're gonna save the rest of it in case we need more. But I'm gonna use about half of this. We're going to add the meat back in and bring the heat up a little bit. We're going to let that cook for about 20 minutes after we get it boiling. Alright, upon Brad's insistence, I just added some Cajun seasoning and some salt. We'll throw in some parsley for no reason at all. And...
You mad, bro?
No, you're just aggravating. And some paprika. I wanted to do this later so I don't over season it ahead of time, but he don't listen. Alright y'all, I'm just waiting for this to come up to a boil and I'm going to show you what I got on the side. 16 ounces of sliced white mushrooms. 2 heads of cabbage chopped up. That's about 4 stalks of celery chopped. And this is a small bag of carrots, 2 turnips, and about 7 or 8 medium-sized regular russet potatoes. Now that we got that going, y'all, I'm going to dump in all these carrots, potatoes, and turnips. Give it a good little stir. And I'm going to start adding my cabbage. If it comes to the top, I got to let it wilt down a little bit and add more, whatever. So you get it down in there. So, we're just going to do a little at a time. Oh my God. This is the most inconvenient. If I dump it like this, it's going to end up all over my floor. So, we're just going to go with it like this. This is washed, chopped, 2 heads of cabbage. All right, this cabbage is gonna make a lot of its own liquid, like it's gonna sweat out and start making liquid, so I'm not gonna add anything else until I see what happens. Push it down in the gravy and add the rest. All right, surprisingly it all fit, so we're gonna throw in the celery and your pound of sliced white mushrooms. I'll stir it up just a little bit and cover it. It's been going for
17 minutes.
okay, 17 minutes, and it's starting to make more of its own gravy from all that cabbage wilting down. And we're just gonna stir it occasionally off the bottom to make sure it doesn't stick, but we're gonna cook this down for probably about an hour. It's been cooking down for about half an hour. Look at it making some soup juice. See? You just gotta keep going. It's making its own juice. It's still thick, y'all, because we're gonna add some more canned vegetables, and we're gonna add the liquid from those into it, and then we also have pasta to add in. So it's still thick right now. Trust the process. I'm stepping through the door. It's been boiling for quite a while, and I've been stirring it. You gotta let this go for like an hour, and I'm throwing in a little bit more onion powder, a little bit more garlic powder, a little bit more salt and pepper, because you gotta keep tasting it. A little more salt. Now at this point, it's more like a stew. It's almost like a stew. I got water boiling over here so I can boil my noodles. You can cook them in here, but they're gonna soak up a lot of liquid. So it's up to you whether you add more liquid and throw them in there or cook them on the side and put them in at the end. I got 2 cans of green beans. And because this is a soup and not a stew, the liquid's going in, and also 2 cans of whole kernel corn. Or you can use fresh. I just don't have fresh. You're gonna cook it down for another 30-45 minutes, and then we'll come check it. Make sure you don't let it stick to the bottom. My mom does prefer this a little bit more soupy. I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of water just for good measure, so it's not so thick that, you know, we put those beef bouillon cubes in there earlier, so add water is not gonna hurt it. If you think it will, go ahead and add another cube. If you want a thicker soup, you can just let it go like this until you add the pasta. And if you want it thinner, you can add beef broth or water. But look at how it's all coming together. Next day, this is better after it's soaked overnight. The leftovers are better. I'm gonna show you all these cute little noodles I found at Walmart. What is that? Has anybody ever seen this before? Because I ain't never seen this before, and I'm using them. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Got that pasta water boiling. All them little baby tiny cute noodles going in the water. And really make sure you put some salt in this water. Don't put regular water. Throw those noodles, oh shit, into your soup. I spilled some, y'all. Stir it on up. It's almost done, and you can see with the noodles, I think this is a little bit too stewy. Alexa, down 2, please. We're just gonna add some more beef broth and let it cook down for a few more minutes, like a half of a quart. I don't want to add water and dilute the flavor. Cook that down for a little bit, and then it'll be ready to go. And make sure you send your mama and them 3 houses down a big pot. And they will thank you for it. A lot of fog. Ready to bring that to my mama? So much soup. It's fogging up my camera though. Take this. All right, y'all. Feed your parents. Ça c'est bon.